everybody, welcome on the show today. Welcome on Let's Talk TV. Let's Talk TV is a channel where you'll be listening to the latest news as if they hot. We will be listening to all type of different news, be it sad, be it interesting, be it Nollywood, be it marriages. And today our topic is about a reference, a gospel musician, Osinachi Nwachukwu Ekwueme, a 42 mother of 4 musicians who was murdered by her husband a few days ago. This woman was murdered, and today we're going to be listening to how her sister and Favor and her friend confessed to the murderer. Sit back and relax as you get hot. Thank you. Be with. She has been, Osinachi has constantly, endured abuse for her parents, and she believes that as a gospel musician or gospel singer, there's some certain way you should portray yourself, and then she feel like if she speak out, the backlash from from society, from religion, and all of that. And that also brings me to another topic, like what is religion turning to in our country? Why do people take Christianity as something that you have to, when you're married, you have to be there in a marriage, till you die? There's this quote that I always say, oh, for better, for worse, for poorer, for poorer. Is he, are we actually, what are we encouraging in these days and age? What are we trying to say? What are we trying to do in this day and age? Why are we encouraging abuses? Why do we have to indulge a partner that is abusive? And there's so many abusive, there's so many ways we abuse. It's not necessarily being our partner. It could be an abuse towards our kids. There's so many ways we can abuse a child. There's so many ways we abuse our partners that we are not even aware that we are doing it. And it was indirectly, but it was an abuse. Your partner is, is moving forward in this job. She's about to get a promotion, but you just want. You know that when she gets a promotion, you know that everything will turn around for good. You know that she will be earning more than you, just because that, or when your husband gets this, it's going to. It's a form of abuse to actually stop the person, or to say that the contract is not gonna be it. Another thing is I feel like we don't emphasize a lot more on traces of an abusive partners. So many traces you can see when you feel like your partner can be an abuser, or is someone that would abuse you in the future, even if when they are not showing it. There's so many things. According to Osinachi twin sister, she said that Mr. Peter has always distance Osinachi from the family, never allow her to come to any family gathering. Ever since they've been married, Osinachi have never been to their village, and it has always been, just him and the kids and the husband alone. These are the traces of a domestic, abuser. These are the traces of an abuser, and having to distance you from your family, isolate you from your friend, always wanting to, you yourself, there's a particular friend that give you a good advice, or there's a particular family member that always give you a good advice, but because your husband, or for one reason, do not find solace in that person, he tends to, just want to chase you or isolate you from that particular person. That person is an abuser, and these are the signs that Osinachi have been singing for a very long time, but she decided to keep it cool. Even her friends said there was so many times she has witnessed the abuse from him, and he would speak to her and tell her that she should leave, but Osinachi had decided and vouched that she would not leave. Another story we heard was from the son, was Osinachi will be tied up and beaten up by her husband, and also sent her out, probably from home, sometimes outside, bad weather make her go outside, or sometimes news, we saw it when Osinachi's son said the mom will be tied up and the dad will make them beat the mom up. I mean, who does that? Who does that? It was a very ridiculous situation, but we were told that Osinachi were inside the relationship, and the marriage, and she would keep praying for this man for a change of heart. Another thing, the pastor, we saw the pastor. There was a week, the same week Osinachi passed away. Our pastor was preaching on the pulpit and said something about how he did not have an idea, how he did not know that Osinachi was going through that he only knew about Osinachi's a cancer of the throat, and he said he gave them some moral support and financial support, that he called the doctors and he referred her to the hospital to get some treatment. And the pastor said he would always he would always call on them to check on them time to time to see if she's getting well. And the pastor said few weeks before she passed away, she called him and said to him that she is getting better, but that it came to a surprise to him that she is actually going through that. But in my head, I'm like, I am not totally sure that the pastor did not know that Osinachi is going through, Minister Osinachi is going through that. But he claimed that he didn't know, he didn't get to know that is happening. But rumor has it that the pastors knew about it, and he would constantly talk to them about how, speak to both couples about how to stick together and pray that God is going to take control in their marriage. I didn't mean Osinachi have left the marriage. She might have actually stayed longer than this. She might have actually reap the fruit of our labor, because this is a woman that works so hard and her ministry has touched so many lives. It's quite sad. It is sad. For me, I think religion has been one of the major problems in Nigeria. Let's separate Christianity from religion. Christianity Christianity preach love. Christianity preach harmony. But when we are talking about people with religion, that is when you will want to stay in an abusive relationship. That is when you will want to go on your knees and pray for a man that doesn't need prayer, that clearly needs a therapy. Because when a man raises his hands on a woman, it's another level of psycho disorder. So I think praying or kneeling down, because we heard from the family and from the kids that their mom will constantly pray for their dad, even while their dad is maltreating their mom. She would always pray for the dad for a change of heart, would always pray for their dad for a change of heart, which I feel like is much more insane to me. For a man that constantly abuses his wife, and all you could do is pray for him, when there are some things you can raise an alarm, when you can actually do something and leave the marriage. But let's now talk about how society and also Christian gathering and also religion will have made her feel if she stood up and said she wants to leave the marriage. How would people feel? What would people say? Those are the things. And most of the time, let's not forget that when people are in abusive relationship, it didn't just start overnight. But according to according to what we heard from our sister, our twin sister, this happened to be almost immediately she got married to this man. What would she, if she had left the marriage, what would religion say? What would the people of the Lord say? What would pastors say? What would church members say? What would the friends and family say? Would they not say she should have stayed in a marriage and endure? Would they not say she should have stayed with her husband? What are we actually saying? What is religion? Why do we take religion so much into our heart that even when we see this is black, we still manage to call it white? Why do we always have to pray for an abuser to heal? It's a question I will leave everyone to answer. And it's so sad. May our soul rest in peace. I heard the husband is already in the hospital, in the police station, and pleading for forgiveness. But the question is, the pain the man has caused the kids, the agony the man has caused the family, how would they forgive him? Even if he sees forgiveness in God's hand, how would they forgive him? This is really crazy. So my own advice to every viewers today is, marriage is not a do or die affair. If you feel like you are if you know, or you know of anyone who is in physical abuse, or who also want any sort of abuse, I would advise you to leave before it's too late. I would advise you to leave before your case turns to Osinachi case. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Please don't forget to subscribe to our TV, our channel, Let's Talk TV. Click on the notification bell below so you can see all our videos as we upload them. And also click on the like button, share to a friend. Would appreciate that. I'll see you next time. Bye.